You don't need motivation. You need discipline. You need pain. You need to wake up tired and still train. Because the world doesn't care about your excuses. It only respects results. You don't need a hug. You don't need a break. What you need is to wake up from the pathetic delusion you're living in. You've convinced yourself that you're trying, that you're doing your best, that maybe success just takes time. No, that's the biggest lie you're telling yourself. You are not doing everything you could be doing. You're not close, and deep down you know it. You're not operating at 100%, but you're not even close to 60%. You're dragging through life with this comfortable little routine, hiding behind words like mental health and overwhelm and I just need to figure things out. No, what you need is to admit that you're being weak and stop pretending it's okay to be average. I'm not saying this because I hate you. I'm saying this because I know what you're capable of. You think you're depressed? You think you're stuck? Try working 16 hours a day on a business no one believes in, training until your hands bleed, and still showing up like you're going to conquer the world. That's what I did. That's what real men do. We don't sit around hoping for a miracle. We create our own damn miracle, and we do it through pain, through silence, through grind, through discipline. Motivation is useless. It fades. It dies in the face of difficulty. But discipline, that's the weapon. That's the edge. That's what makes the difference between the man who builds an empire and the one who scrolls Instagram all day hoping life gets easier. Let me tell you something no one has the balls to say anymore. Life is war. You don't get what you deserve. You get what you're willing to bleed for. And most of you haven't suffered enough to earn anything real. You say you want to win, but your actions prove otherwise. You sleep in, you skip the workout, you don't take risks, you talk more than you act, you fantasize more than you execute, and then you wonder why you're still stuck. You've never gone to bed so exhausted you couldn't move. You've never looked in the mirror and asked, did I give it absolutely everything today? Because if you had, you'd already be winning. But here's the truth. You need to hear it. It's not too late. I don't care how broken you feel. I don't care how behind you think you are. You still have breath in your lungs. And that means you have time to turn it all around. You have time to become dangerous, to become respected, to become a man of value. But that time is running out. Every hour you waste is one you'll never get back. There's no pause button. This is your one shot. Your one life, and it's flipping through your fingers while you distract yourself with garbage. The moment you accept that no one is coming to save you is the moment your life begins. No one owes you anything, not your parents, not society, not the government, no one. If you want to rise, you rise through force, through work, through blood. And once you get that into your skull, once you stop crying and start building, you become unstoppable. It's not about being perfect. It's not about being the smartest. It's about being the most relentless. The one who never backs down. The one who gets up again and again, no matter how many times life smashes him in the face. And don't get me wrong, it will smash you. Life will test you. It will beat you to your knees and laugh while you bleed. That's reality. But it's in those moments, when you've got nothing left, that the real man is born. Not in the easy times, not when things are going well, but in the pain, in the failure, in the silence, when no one claps for you. That's where greatness is forged. So if you're suffering right now, good. It means you're in the fire. That means you're being molded into something stronger, something ruthless, something unstoppable. So let this be the last day you lie to yourself. No more excuses, no more blame, no more waiting for the right time. The right time is now. This is your life, and you need to take control of it, not tomorrow, not when you feel ready. Now. Become the man you were meant to be. Build the discipline, forge the mindset, master the body, dominate the world. Because if you don't, someone else will. And when they do, and they take everything that could have been yours, don't cry, don't complain. Just know that you chose comfort over greatness. You chose soft over strong. You chose easy over legacy. But if you're ready to fight, really fight, then good. Welcome to the war. Now get to work. People see me now and they think this life was handed to me. Fast cars, tailored suits, private jets, cash stacked higher than your hopes. They look at all of it and assume I was born lucky, that somehow I just stumbled into power. They don't see the years of suffering, the nights I went to bed starving, the days I worked with nothing in my pocket but belief. What they see is the result. What they ignore is the war it took to get here. Had no map, no rich daddy, no team holding my hand. I built everything from scratch, just a raw will to win and a refusal to quit. You think you're struggling? Good. That means you're on the path. But let me be very clear. Your struggle only becomes valuable when you decide you're done being weak. When I was broke, I didn't waste time crying. I didn't go online looking for sympathy. I was angry. I was disgusted with the man I saw in the mirror. I told myself, this isn't who you are. This isn't your destiny. And instead of asking the world to give me a break, I broke the world. Every single morning, I woke up before the sun, trained like a machine, studied like a madman, and worked until my body screamed. There were no days off, no weekends, no comfort. Every second of the day was spent building. Even when it felt hopeless, even when no one believed. That's when you need to push the hardest. When the world doubts you, when your own mind tells you to quit, that's when you go all in. There was a time I couldn't afford food. I was fighting for scraps in some dirty gym just to stay sharp. My bank account looked like a joke. Friends disappeared, no one answered my calls, and every time I walked into a room, people looked at me like I was invisible. That pain, that disrespect, that silence, it lit a fire in me. I told myself, they don't see you now, but they will. They'll regret overlooking you. And I used that darkness. I used that hunger. I weaponized it. I let it mold me into someone unrecognizable, someone relentless, someone that would make them remember, not out of bitterness, but out of certainty. I knew I was born for more, and I was ready to kill for it. You see, success isn't born in comfort. It's born in silence, in solitude, in those quiet moments where no one is watching, no one is clapping, and you still choose to rise. That's where power is built. I was in a freezing apartment, punching the walls, hungry and tired, trying to figure out how to climb out of the hole I was in. But instead of quitting, I doubled down. I created plans, I studied money, I sacrificed sleep, I broke my body in training, and slowly, piece by piece, it started to click. I turned pain into fuel, I turned failure into strategy, I turned rejection into discipline. It's not magic, it's not motivation, it's a decision. A decision to become so strong that nothing, not failure, not fear, not loneliness, can stop you. Let me tell you something personal. The day I bought my first luxury car, I didn't feel happiness. I felt validation. Not from others, for myself. Because that moment represented everything I fought for. It wasn't about the car, it was about what it symbolized. It meant every night I stayed up working instead of sleeping paid off. It meant all the times I walked alone while others laughed behind my back were worth it. It meant I was right, that my pain had purpose. And in that moment, I realized the real reward wasn't the car. It was who I had become in the process. A man who couldn't be broken. A man who refused to kneel to circumstance. That's what you need to understand. The world isn't fair. No one's coming to hand you success, but that's good news because it means you don't need permission to rise. You can decide right now to do what it takes. You can choose to wake up earlier, train harder, learn faster. You can choose to be obsessed with progress. And yeah, you'll lose sleep, you'll lose friends, you'll get hated, mocked, ignored, but in the end, none of that will matter. Because when you're driving the life you built, when you look around and realize you're free, financially, mentally, physically, you understand it was all worth it. Every scar, every failure, every lonely night, they built you, they tested you, and you passed. I didn't make it here by accident. I earned it. I carved it from stone with bloody hands. And if you're willing to do the same, not just dream, not just talk, but actually suffer and work, then you can have it too. There's nothing special about me. Just discipline, just clarity, just obsession. And guess what? You can build those. You can train those. So stop crying. Stop waiting. Your story is already being written. The only question is, will it be one of regret or domination? You don't realize how close you are to dying average. That's the scariest part. You walk through life like there's time, like you can delay greatness, like the world's gonna pause and wait for you to figure things out. It won't. Life doesn't care if you're confused, tired, anxious, or broke. It keeps moving. And if you don't catch up, it will leave you in the dust, buried beneath your own excuses. One day you're gonna wake up and there won't be any more chances. Your youth will be gone, your options will vanish, and all you'll have left is a mountain of what-ifs. The man who never backs down. At some point, the talking has to stop. You've read the quotes, watched the videos, listened to the podcasts. You've filled your head with enough ideas to conquer the world, but none of that means anything until you decide to act. Not later, not next week, right now. Because the brutal truth is this. You're running out of time. The version of you that could have been great is dying. Every second you sit in hesitation, every excuse, every delay, Every moment you spend scrolling instead of executing is a nail in the coffin of your potential. And if that doesn't light a fire in your chest, you're already lost. The man you're supposed to become is out there, waiting for you to step up, to stop being comfortable, to finally get ruthless about your mission. Because if you don't, no one will hand it to you. No one's going to rescue you from avarice. You must drag yourself out with blood in your teeth and obsession in your soul. There's no secret formula, no shortcut, no guru is coming to unlock your life for you. It's always been on you, your decisions, your habits, your intensity. You keep thinking you need more information, but what you really need is confrontation. A confrontation with the weak version of yourself, the one who's always tired, always doubting, always making excuses. That coward inside you must die. That version of you that's satisfied with maybe tomorrow. He has to be destroyed because he's the only thing standing between you and the life you want. I don't care where you came from, how hard your past was, or what people told you. I've seen men rise from nothing because they refused to quit. I've seen killers built from scratch because they decided to outwork everyone. They didn't wait for belief. They built belief through action. And if you're not doing that, you're just a spectator. Just another soft voice in a loud world. And nobody remembers the soft. You need to stop negotiating with your mind. Stop asking yourself how you feel. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. If you only act when it's easy, you'll never win. You'll always be a slave to your emotions. A man controlled by comfort. You want power? Earn it. Earn it through pain. Earn it through silence. Earn it through a war against mediocrity every single day. Because no one cares how smart you are. No one cares how many dreams you have if you don't build. The only thing that matters is what you do when it's hard. That's the metric. That's what defines real men. Not how loud they talk, but how much